Habit 1. The 10-minute fountain of youth, stretching your way younger. So, what is this first, seemingly simple habit that holds the key to moving like you did a decade ago? Imagine feeling 20 years younger in just 10 minutes, without even leaving your living room. It might sound like a fantasy, but for 79-year-old Doris, it became a reality when walking simply became too painful. Like many, Doris felt the grip of age through increasing stiffness and a frustrating sense of limitation. Miles of walking were out of the question. Her world felt like it was shrinking. But then, she discovered a miracle, her doctor's simple advice. A 10 to 15-minute daily stretching routine. It wasn't a grueling workout. Doris made it part of her morning coffee ritual. Before that first comforting sip, she would move with gentle intention. Picture her starting with slow, deliberate shoulder rolls, easing away the night's stiffness. Then, raising her arms slowly overhead, holding and breathing deeply. She'd bend gently, first to one side, then the other and forward, only going as far as felt comfortable, never forcing. Sitting down, she would extend her legs, flexing her feet, feeling the pull along her calves, then rotate her ankles to wake them up. A slow twist from the waist completed her routine. Each move was a quiet conversation with her body. These weren't grand, dramatic movements, but their effect was profound. "I don't walk like I used to," Doris exclaimed, her eyes bright with a vitality that belied her years. "But I move better now than I did 10 years ago because I stretch." Her transformation wasn't magic. It was the power of consistent, gentle movement. Stretching does more than just work your muscles. It lengthens the crucial connective tissues, gently opens up your joints, and significantly boosts circulation, keeping blood flowing freely to every limb. Think of it as oiling the hinges of your body. It helps your nerves stay awake and responsive. Doctors have found that this simple habit dramatically improves flexibility, reduces stiffness, and supports better posture, especially in older adults. It even makes walking easier when you do choose to walk, reducing the risk of injury. It reminds your body that it's still capable, that it's still moving. Plus, the beauty of stretching is its sheer accessibility. You can do it almost anywhere, at any time, with no special equipment and, critically, without harsh impact on your joints. Can you spare 10 minutes today? It's one of the simplest yet most powerful gifts you can give yourself. Doris unlocked her movement, reclaiming a part of her youth. But what good is flexibility if your muscles are silently vanishing? A hidden threat, a process called sarcopenia, is stalking many seniors, stealing strength and stability. Thankfully, there's a powerful shield against it. Habit 2. The independence protector fighting back against muscle loss. That hidden threat, the one stealing strength and stability, is sarcopenia. It's the silent thief robbing seniors of their independence. An 82-year-old Carl stared it down when crippling hip pain put him squarely on a path he dreaded, a path leading to a wheelchair. The fear was real. He pictured his world shrinking, just as Doris had, but in a different way. He saw himself losing the simple ability to get up, to carry his own groceries, to live without constant reliance on others. It felt like an inevitable decline. But then, his doctor offered a weapon. And it wasn't some complex or exhausting regimen. It was a simple 15-minute seated resistance training routine. Carl could do it right from his chair. Picture him, determined, using 2 ordinary soup cans for bicep curls while watching his favorite show. Imagine him practicing a few careful squats, rising from his kitchen chair, rebuilding power. See him using a simple resistance band, pushing his arms forward and outward, telling his muscles they were still needed. These weren't Herculean efforts, but small, consistent messages. Keep the muscle. I still need it. And the results? They felt almost impossible. 3 months later, Carl was getting up from his chair without using his hands. Think about that moment of regained freedom. 6 months in, he was climbing stairs again. It wasn't fast, he recalled, a quiet pride in his voice. But it was with strength. This is why strength matters, especially after 60. It's when sarcopenia, this natural muscle decline, really picks up speed unless you actively fight back. Less muscle means less strength, poorer balance, and a higher risk of falls. It means the little things become big struggles. But resistance training, even light strength training, is your shield. It gives you options, control. It makes life easier and safer. And the benefits go even deeper. Strong muscles help regulate blood sugar, can improve your sleep, and even support brain function. So you're not just strengthening your arms and legs, you're boosting your whole system. You don't need a gym or heavy weights. You just need consistency. You just need to tell your muscles every day that they still matter. They will respond. They will carry you forward. Carl rebuilt his physical strength, a huge victory. But many seniors face another kind of challenge, an internal struggle, that feeling of being constantly winded, even from a simple conversation. What if the most powerful exercise isn't about movement at all, but something you do 20,000 times a day, often without a second thought? Habit 3. The inner medicine, unlocking power through your breath. That internal struggle, that feeling of being constantly winded. What if the answer lies not in pushing harder, but in something far more fundamental? What if the most powerful exercise isn't movement at all, but something you do 20,000 times a day? Could the simple act of breathing be a form of medicine powerful enough to rival walking? For 85-year-old Norma, who felt trapped by her own shortness of breath, it became nothing short of a lifeline. Norma felt embarrassed. She avoided going outside, felt her world shrinking, as if her own lungs had turned against her. Every gasp for air felt like a public announcement of her fragility. Even long conversations left her gasping. It wasn't just physical. It was a blow to her spirit. Her doctor recommended something that sounded, well, silly, a daily deep breathing routine. Just sitting there, breathing. How could something so basic possibly combat such a profound limitation? But Norma gave it a try. She'd sit comfortably, placing one hand on her chest, the other on her belly. Then, she'd follow the simple instruction. Inhale slowly through her nose for a count of 4, feeling her belly rise. Hold for a moment. Then, exhale slowly through her mouth for a longer count of 6. She did this for just 5 to 10 minutes each day. At first, it felt like nothing. But then, the changes began. Subtle at first. After 2 weeks, she noticed she was sleeping better. A month in, a small miracle occurred. She climbed the steps to her own front porch without needing to stop and catch her breath. The silly exercise was working. I didn't think breathing could be exercise, Norma said, a newfound confidence in her voice. But I was wrong. It's medicine. And she's absolutely right. As we age, our lung capacity naturally shrinks, and our breathing muscles can weaken. Deep, intentional breathing exercises fight back. They improve oxygen exchange, taking the strain off your heart. They calm the entire nervous system by stimulating the crucial vagus nerve, like flipping a switch to your body's rest and restore mode. This helps reduce stress, lower anxiety, and even fight inflammation. It supports digestion and increases focus. And unlike so many other exercises, it's always available. Costs nothing. You can do it even when you're sick, sore, or stuck in bed. It's your built-in reset button. So, if walking feels out of reach today, take a seat. Inhale slowly. Exhale fully. Remind yourself you're still in control of your health, one simple breath at a time. Norma found her breath again, reclaiming a piece of her freedom. But even with stronger lungs, a single misstep, one moment of lost balance, could still lead to disaster. The number one cause of serious injury for seniors lurks around every corner. But there's a routine that acts like an invisible shield. Are you protected? Habit 4. The fall protector, building your invisible shield with balance. That lurking danger, the number one cause of serious injury for seniors, is falls. Are you protected by an invisible shield? One slip, one moment of hesitation. It's the nightmare that haunts countless seniors. Joseph, 81, lived through that heart-stopping moment. He didn't fall, but he almost did on his front porch, and that almost shook him to his core. Fear, cold and gripping, took hold. Suddenly, the familiar stairs became a treacherous mountain range. He started avoiding them, choosing a smaller, safer route through life, but a part of him knew he was surrendering his independence. His confidence was bruised more than his body might have been. This is the insidious trap of losing balance. It leads to caution, then hesitation, then a sedentary lifestyle, which ironically makes balance even worse. It's a downward spiral. But here's the crucial news. Balance isn't some fixed quantity you lose forever. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be trained, improved, and maintained, often with just a few minutes a day. Joseph's invisible shield came in a surprisingly simple form. His daughter bought him a balance board, and his doctor recommended a few gentle exercises. Each morning, in his socks, Joseph began his new routine. He started by simply standing near a sturdy counter, lifting one foot just slightly off the floor, and holding for 10 seconds. Then he'd switch. He practiced shifting his weight slowly, deliberately, from one foot to the other, keeping his torso steady and strong. As he grew more confident, he tried standing heel-to-toe like walking a tightrope and practiced slow-motion marching in place. These weren't complicated moves, and options like Tai Chi or gentle yoga offer similar, excellent low-impact balance work. After a few weeks, something shifted. The fear began to recede. He told his daughter, "I'm not afraid of my porch anymore." And he stood a little taller as he said it. That's what balance training gives back. Not just coordination, but confidence. It doesn't just prevent falls. It improves your posture, strengthens your core, enhances ankle stability, and even sharpens your focus. Your body relearns where it is in space. You begin to move with intention rather than fear, whether you're reaching for the top shelf or simply walking through a room. It restores the quiet trust you once had in your own body. Joseph secured his footing, building his shield against falls. But what about securing the command center, the brain? As the years pass, does the mind have to fade, or is there a hidden way to keep it awake and fighting fit? Habit 5. The Mind Awakener, keeping your brain sharp and engaged past 80. He secured his footing, but what about securing the command center, the brain? As the years pass, does the mind have to fade, or is there a hidden way to keep it awake and fighting fit? Is a fading memory an unavoidable part of aging? 86-year-old Thelma, who never finished high school but possessed a keen mind and boundless spirit, discovered a way to wake up her brain, proving it's never too late to learn and connect. After her husband passed, Thelma felt a deep loneliness, a sense of being untethered. Her sharp mind, once busy running a household and raising 5 children, felt adrift. She needed a spark. Her grandson provided one, a simple tablet. He showed her how to play memory games on it, a small challenge that began to rekindle the fire. But the real awakening came when she took another step. She joined a small group at the local library for weekly trivia. It wasn't about winning, though she enjoyed the friendly competition. It was about the engagement, the challenge, the laughter, and the social interaction. It was about feeling part of something again. "I don't always win," she once shared, a distinct spark in her eyes. "But my brain feels awake again." That's the absolute key. Feeling awake. Feeling like you're still growing, still learning, still participating. Your brain truly is like a muscle. It needs regular stimulation to stay strong. While subtle changes in memory or attention after 60 are normal, daily mental engagement can be incredibly powerful in slowing cognitive decline. It can even help build new neural connections well into your 80s and beyond. The goal isn't to become a scholar, unless you want to. It's simply to stay engaged, to challenge your brain just enough to keep it curious and alert. What does that look like? It can be as simple as doing a crossword puzzle each morning, playing word games with friends, or finally learning how to use that new piece of technology. Try reading a chapter from a book on a subject you know nothing about, and even better, discuss it with someone. This combination of mental tasks and social interaction is particularly potent. When your brain is engaged, it's not just your mind that benefits. Your mood often improves, your energy levels can rise, and even your physical health can follow suit. Motivation, movement, and memory are deeply intertwined. So, ask yourself, did I challenge my brain today? Did I learn something, solve something, or share something new? These small actions strengthen your sense of self and keep your mind alive. Thelma woke her mind, adding a vital piece to the puzzle. But how do these 5 seemingly separate habits, stretching, strength, breath, balance, brain, truly weave together to build a path towards 100. So, how do these 5 seemingly separate habits, stretching, strength, breath, balance, and brain engagement, truly weave together to build that path towards 100? By now, you've likely realized something important. Living a long, healthy life isn't just about how many miles you walk. It's about movement, yes, but it's also about stillness. It's about breath, and it's about intention. It's about showing up for yourself in ways that feel gentle, doable, and profoundly meaningful. These 5 daily habits are not merely alternatives to walking. They are the essential pillars of longevity in their own right. Each one supports a different vital part of you: your flexibility and posture, your muscle mass and independence, your lung capacity and calm, your stability and confidence, and your cognitive sharpness and engagement. Together, they create a robust foundation for strength, clarity, and self-assurance that can carry you vibrantly through your 70s, 80s, and well beyond. Longevity isn't a race. It's a series of small, daily choices made with care and attention. So, ask yourself, which of these could you start today? Not next week, not someday, but right now in this moment. Could you do a few gentle shoulder rolls before breakfast? Could you lift a soup can a few times while watching the news? Or simply sit up a little straighter as you take a few deep, intentional breaths? Perhaps you could play a quick card game, call a friend just to connect, or even try standing on one foot for a few seconds while brushing your teeth. You don't have to do all 5 at once. Don't wait. Choose one, just one. Make it yours, integrate it into your day, and then build from there. Your health doesn't have to decline simply because the calendar moves forward, and your joy doesn't need to shrink just because your pace might slow. You are still capable, still growing. Take ownership of these moments, these small, powerful choices. Build your path to 100 not with force, but with love, respect for your body, and an unwavering belief in your own vitality, starting right now.